The BJP decided to pull the plug, and it has outright blamed the PDP for having caused this. And the Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has resigned as the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, left with no choice. She has given in his resignation. Remember, there are voices now that have come in from the PDP as well, reacting to this, saying that they're shocked, they're taken aback by this sudden decision. They had no idea that the BJP would be doing this. This is fallen to minority, which is why you have Mehbooba Mufti now resigning as the Chief Minister. The PDP to hold an emergency meeting later this evening, and post that would be giving out a press conference. Their side of the story, because what the BJP maintains so far in listing out several points on why they chose to pull out, saying that it was becoming unbearable. There was progress, development that they had aimed at when they first came to power and decided to form a government in Jammu and Kashmir with the PDP. Several of those projects have not been able to be realized. The trigger at this moment, given the timing of pulling out of this alliance, seems to be the decision there that was taken by the centre of announcing that the Ramazan ceasefire would not be extended, anti-terror operations would resume in the state. There is an indication here, at least what the BJP is trying to say in this, that the PDP was against this. The BJP arguing that the situation on ground had further deteriorated, which is why the ceasefire had to be not extended. We're going to be looking at next what for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. A lot of number crunching now that is going to be coming into play on what happens next, and that is exactly what the senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad was just asked about a minute ago. Is there a possibility here to have the Congress cook up an alliance with the NC and their former alliance partner? To that, he outright denied so far, giving no indication whatsoever, saying that the current state of affairs in Jammu and Kashmir, absolutely dismal. No one at this moment is going to be looking at number crunching. One, in fact, would be looking at how to recover from the dismal state of affairs. That, of course, is the Congress's stand. We'll need to see what the PDP maintains on this, but without doubt, there's going to be a slamming that's going to come in from the PDP here as well. Let's get in further inputs here from our team. We have Aarti with us. We have our correspondent Mir Farid with us over the phone line as well. Mir, first to you now. The Chief Minister, Mehbooba Mufti, now stepping down, of course, giving in her resignation. But is it true that the PDP was entirely clueless about this decision? Are they really that taken aback? Okay, we're going to be reconnecting with Mir on that in just a bit. But these are dramatic developments here coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. It was a partnership for 3 years, for 6 years there, and the BJP deciding to pull the plug in the third year. 2015, 1st of March is when the alliance was confirmed. They had worked out a common minimum program that they would be working on. Development was top of the agenda as far as the BJP is concerned, and that's one of the reasons that they've given here for pulling out of this alliance as well, saying that several of the projects that they'd envisaged for development in Jammu and Kashmir were not being able to be implemented. Once again, the BJP crying out as a small partner, saying that they're helpless. It's a stand that they've taken in the past 3 years as well. They have constantly tried to show that they're helpless, and this is what they've decided to do so in this decision today as well. Our correspondent Aarti getting us further inputs. Aarti, first let's quickly highlight the reasons here that you had Ram Madhav give out. The top reasons why they decided to pull the plug.
Well, Seher, that was a very interesting press conference from Ram Madhav there. If you notice, there was not one singular reason that he really pointed as, look, this is the big trigger, this is why we are pulling out. There were a host of reasons that he cited in which he said radicalization is on the rise, terrorism is on the rise. He cited the killing of Shujat Bukhari. Essentially, there was not one particular reason that was pinpointed, and all the while along, he kept distancing the centre and the BJP leadership from the situation in the valley, which which, let's be honest, has been spiraling out of control. This was a strategic move by them to distance themselves from the entire mess and put the blame squarely on the PDP. So that was a very interesting press conference from Ram Madhav, and it even caught the PDP by surprise. Remember, this is an alliance that has seen a lot of trouble from day one. There have been ideological divisions that have spilled out into the open between these two allies. But really, if there was anybody who thought that this alliance would crumble, it would be because of the PDP that would be pull out. But the BJP really pulling a fast one on the PDP by pulling the plug on this alliance completely unexpectedly, and as Fareed was telling us, taking Mehbooba Mufti and the entire PDP leadership by surprise. Now, what really was the backroom decision that went into making this call remains to be seen. We know Mehbooba Mufti is going to be holding a press conference at 5 o'clock. There will be some answers emerging there from whether or not the central leadership kept her in the loop. But a day of rapid developments in the afternoon today.
Without doubt. Stay with us, Aarti, please. Getting in further inputs, we have with us our correspondent Mir Fareed with those details here. The reasons that the BJP is listed out effectively, Mir, this is what we've seen. The kind of stand that the BJP is taken today has been the stand that they have maintained in the past 3 years as well. In crying out helplessness, in saying that they've been the smaller alliance partner, they've not managed to have much control in the projects that they wanted to realize. They saw it spiraling out of control, and which is exactly effectively what they've stated today as well, the reason why they pulled out.
Well, this had a sense of inevitability to this. This was just building up. It was a case where either of two would have fouled each other. They were waiting for the best political opportunity, for the moment to do it. It seems that the BJP has won this little battle because they have literally dumped the PDP. Now, from the very beginning, as we have been reporting on and off about the kind of controversies that were plagued this particular government, on every possible issue, they were poles apart as far as their stand was concerned. And there was just one thing that was keeping this alliance together. It was the case that they wanted to remain in power, stick to the chair, and that was the only cohesive part that was keeping them together. Otherwise, you look at their stand in the last 3 years on almost every issue that is poles apart, and that really led to the situation that we saw in the Kashmir Valley, especially, and not to talk of what has been happening in Jammu as far as the borders are concerned. But Kashmir, it was spiraling out of control. Look at the way things have happened in the last 3 years since 2014. You have increased militancy, you have stone pelting almost everywhere. You have a situation where the sense of security is not there as far as the common man is concerned. And the tipping point, it seems, was the Ramzan ceasefire, where there was a lot of lobbying as far as this ceasefire is concerned from the PDP. They managed to persuade the government of India. They were given 1 month, but in that month, we saw what happened. It was mayhem, one after the other. They were attacked by the militants. And as I said, the tipping point was the killing of journalist Shujat Bukhari in broad daylight, in the heart of Srinagar. The people who killed him sending out this message loud and clear that they are there, they can strike at will. And that, it seems, was the point that the BJP decided that enough is enough. We already have had enough as far as the PDP ceasefire and the soft peddling is concerned, and we got to get rid of this alliance and bring in direct control.
Wanting to understand, in the reasons that were listed out by Ram Madhav, can the BJP really play innocent in being as much a partner in the state and being a bigger player in the centre? To what extent can the BJP in this entirely distance itself from the mess that has been created in Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, this is just a start. You'll see a lot of mudslinging at each other. You'll see blame game now. The BJP obviously wrong-footed the PDP as far as pulling out of the alliance is concerned. They rested the initiative. Now you'll see the Mehbooba Mufti at 5 p.m. Going berserk, talking about the fact that how the BJP has betrayed them. So this is just the start of the blame game. Both the parties are responsible for the situation that the state of Jammu and Kashmir is finding itself in. And it was this coalition. Obviously, everyone called it an unholy coalition. But the fact of the matter is, if you talk on practicality, if you talk on facts, From day one, this coalition was a disaster for the state, especially for Kashmir, because on every important issue of public interest, both the parties had absolutely different lines. Initially, everyone thought that it was a North Pole, South Pole coming together. They said that their common mantra would be development, but it was everything else than development. It was full of controversies, and what really happened after this was that the state spiraled out of control, especially the situation in the Kashmir Valley. And this realization has dawned on the BJP, and they have decided that enough is enough, because obviously, if you talk about the political fallout, BJP would have to suffer as far as the next elections are concerned, because they had made it clear that they had joined the PDP for the sake of peace, for the sake of development, but that was nowhere to be seen. And as I said, I have been reporting Kashmir for almost more than a decade now. What we have seen in the last 3 years, we haven't seen maybe even in the 90s, the way there has been complete radicalization, the way the youth has been pushed to the wall, the way the stone pelting, militant attacks, and especially the youth really taking on the army, not fearing for their lives, going into the encounter situations. These are just indicators that talk about the kind of governance that was there, and it seems all these factors have forced the BJP to really pull the plug.
All right, there would be an absolute counter that the PDP would have ready as well in those issues that have been raised by Ram Madhav today. Pulling in our colleague Aarti with further inputs with respect to exactly what the BJP here stated. Aarti, a similar line of question here with respect to what extent the BJP can really distance itself if the state of affairs in Jammu and Kashmir are being seen largely as a mess today. You had the BJP in the state, you had the BJP in the center finally taking that decision for a ceasefire during Ramadan. To what extent can they really distance themselves and blame this mess on the PDP today?
Well, sir, undoubtedly since the killing of Buranwani in 2016, the situation in the valley has spiraled out of control, and as much as they try, the BJP really cannot distance themselves from it, given that they have been in power even at the center. Just a quick question to Fareed though. The Amarnath Yatra is going to be starting shortly. How is this going to impact the security preparations and the safety of the visiting tourists? And is there at all any political link between the timing of this pullout and that particular yatra? Fareed?
Yes, the timing is very important because, as I said, Yatra period is very significant. Anything that happens as far as the Amarnath Yatra is concerned, it will become a national issue and can become a big embarrassment, political embarrassment at the same time for the BJP. They've realized it. They've sensed the ground situation. They know that Mehbooba Mufti has been soft for her own political constituency, because you have to understand that PDP is the biggest loser in this. They've lost their political relevance as far as Kashmir is concerned. South Kashmir, which was considered to be a strong bastion of the PDP politically, that is gone. You know what's happening in South Kashmir every other day. MLA of the PDP can't even come out and venture in his own constituency. Such is the fear factor there. So PDP obviously is completely isolated now, and this seems to be the final nail in the coffin. This step by the BJP is going to hurt the PDP more than the BJP. BJP knows that it has everything to gain from here, because it can go around and say that, see, we took this decision in national interest. Kashmir was spiraling out of control, and for the sake of national interest, they just decided that they don't need power. Power is not something that they worry about. They worry about national interest. So this will be obviously the message of BJP from here on. But as I said, PDP is the biggest loser. And Amarnath Yatra, obviously, as far as the security point of view is concerned, my sources told me that there was a clear threat to the Yatra. There was a build-up as far as some outfits are concerned all along the route, especially on South Kashmir, and they were very worried. Now, obviously, if you have a PDP-led government, they wanted that the security forces should go soft. They wanted that the ceasefire should be successful. They wanted it to be extended to the Yatra period. But what happened in the last month absolutely shattered that particular plan. And now this is completely taking it to the next level as far as the BJP is concerned, by ditching the PDP and at the same time sending this message wide and across that they mean national interest, and be it at the cost of really ditching the PDP or ending the coalition in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, stay on with us, please. Amir Fareed as well as Aarti. We're going to be continuing with the focus here on this. We're also going to be getting in the first reaction now that's coming in from the PDP in just a bit. We're slipping into a breather. Back in just a bit.